น้ำตาไม่มาพี่ น้องเล่นไม่ได้
Hello, hi, yes, I'm here. I know. Call the cops. I'm going to jail for child neglect. I abandoned you this year, but it's because I barely watched anything. And the BL I did watch was mostly boring or pissing me off. I made a video reviewing everything I had seen. And I mean reviewing is generous. It was a lot of ranting and complaining. The entire thing deleted on me. I'm not joking. 20 minutes after I finished it, I went back to put the subtitles in and it was just gone, so now it's gonna be a tier ranking. Take it or leave it, I'm about to kill myself. I was negative as hell, guys. It was prob an omen that vid disappeared. The universe was protecting you. But y'all can't get rid of me. Now I'm really pissed. Greed MMTV, shit yourself. Pit bad, get off the floor. I have my tiers. You know how the tier ranking system works. You've seen mine before, why are we acting brand new?
Why are y'all acting brand new? We gotta get out of here. Who's Dr. Peppermint? Damn.
Starting with the bottom. Love y'all, but not these guys. Just call me a slur. I wish every single line in these shows were a slur directed at me. Just over and over again. I would have enjoyed watching that more. Put that grown man down. This tier is for popular shows that had no reason being that successful. So the tier name is aimed at the few Joe shits that enjoy anything. Because no way you think this is genuine good TV. Under my regime you won't have unsupervised internet access. Can't let you keep making this shite trend. You're about to hear from me. Can hit a story beat. The story beat will hit back. These shows have either a good element, a good concept, a good actor, or two. Something is decent about it, but it's just, the writing is gonna beat their ass at every turn. It'll be there for me when I want it. These are good. I know when I press play I'll enjoy it and have a good time. I just have trouble getting over the first hurdle of choosing it over something else. I'm not counting down to new episodes. I forget it exists sometimes. But it's there when I want it. And sometimes I do. Great shows. Just not my shows. There's a difference. If it wasn't for my two boys, I would have keyed myself. These shows saved my life. Changed my life. Ruined my life. Now I have to stay here and chase the high these shows give me every once in a while. Let's begin. Oh my god. Perfect 10 shitters. This was directed by New See What. And that's all I need to say really. Is anyone shocked he doesn't know what to do with all that? Every damn time. You have a good cast, good concept, good start, and halfway through the series you forget what you're doing. Can someone please tell him these shows don't need 100 episodes, 100 characters, and trauma for a fun little plot twist? The show doesn't need to do a 180 around episode 10. Finish what you started. Arc and Arm were terrible all around, there was no saving that. Yota and Gun were great until they weren't. Fire and Wine, show-stopping bombshells finally entered the villa, but even that, the resolutions to problems are so bad turn it off. Every story this man directs gets solved over a meal and hugs. We're talking about some real dark shit, but oh, we're sat around a table and you're crying, so it's all cool, all's forgiven. Either show real character growth, or be honest that some things don't get fixed that easily, but don't pretend like you did both. The ending of every couples section in this show feels like the creators patting themselves on the back for wrapping up complex traumatic relationships with one surface level talk and shitty royalty free background music. It pisses me off so bad. Fire and Wine were so incredible when it was just them. So I have a separate thing for just them because they don't belong that low. Their love was romantic. Their love was a release. Their love was recognition. They both see each other and it was just so beautiful to watch. You have something so good and just don't finish the story properly with everyone around them. Fi's parents never actually confront the real issues. His brothers and friends never really understand him. Same with Yota and Gun. You have so much trauma build up just to do nothing with it. It's always good romance. Crazy trauma reveal. Tension. Resolution over some food and tears. Everyone just moves on like nothing happened. I hate it so much. How do you consistently fall off every single section? Every single show you get your hands on. You've made an enemy out of me. New See What. Tame po heart, that shit's a beat, join your cousins. It's better than perfect 10-liners obviously, but that writing was turning into a fucking mess by the middle. They were hitting story beats, but it was hitting their ass back each and every time. June's arc, Mars's contract, the company lady, the attempt at fan culture discourse and BTS of the industry, but it coming from greed MMTV, of course it was messy, pointless and ironic. William Est is still T. I was still deeply moved by Tame and Poe. Those first few episodes were absolutely amazing. I just got so bored and was rolling my eyes at where the story was going halfway through. The writing of June's character may have made no fucking sense, but I was still entertained. Like, that's my brother, he's hilarious. You're so mad. He was completely useless in the Tame Poe triangle, and I cannot stress enough how shit that writing was, but he gave me something interesting in the context of Mars member personalities. I love a troll boy group member. Loki, the group kinda sucked. Like, no shade, but I get why they wanted to disband them. And we're not talking about like N, we're talking about Mars. The songs they were making were not good enough to justify fighting for the group like that. Just be friends and let Tame go solo in Korea. That made no sense as well. Many such cases in this show, I'm telling you. Poe can get a job out there too. Hey, if he lied his way into this one, he can do it again. It may not be what they want, but it's what I want. Heartstain, I should have made an I don't know who you are tier. No, let me think. I remember being scared when I realized a student had a crush on his teacher. That's fine as long as the teacher doesn't engage. And I don't think he did. But in the poster he's looking at the kid and like, I'm okay, what was that? Also, the student confesses to the teacher, right? It's coming back to me a little. Oh yeah, this was a bad show. I didn't feel the chemistry between. Give me a sec. I have to my drama list search for the names. Woohin and Doha. It wasn't a love triangle fake dating trope done right. Not that I wanted it to be full-blown love triangle. Keep the teacher away from the students, thank you. But I never believed Woohin's crush shift from the teacher to Doha. It just happens cause it has to, cause it's a BL, cause they are the main characters. I didn't believe their feelings. No chemistry. Hardly any moments. They had $5 and a dream. Maybe nightmare, not dream. Gel boys. Oh my god guys. I have to be serious for a few minutes and give you an essay about this one. Where do I even begin? An iPhone camera and a dream. At a time when TV shows across the world with massive budgets still struggle to capture the teen experience in the age of social media, Gel Boys does it effortlessly with a fraction of the resources. And in a BL landscape, where ships and endgames are starting to feel like a formula, Gel Boys breaks free. It gives us something raw about teen emotions, communication, and connection. This show isn't just a breath of fresh air for BL. It's a standout in television, period. I thought Itsei was Boss Kuno's legacy, but it might just be Gel Boys. It sparked trends, maximalism, stickers, gel nails, and its influences everywhere, from Thai youth culture to the way fandoms online are editing their faves in its style. You can feel the love and care that went into making it. It's made for the arts, and that's exactly why it hit the charts. A true love letter to young Gen Z culture. While other shows have tried to tell this kind of story, Gel Boys is the only one that actually pulls it off. It's a masterclass in digital yearning, maximalism, and theatrical storytelling. The writing is intentional and contextual, rooted in post-pandemic life and the digital world we live in. What makes it feel so raw is how human it is. The characters are vulnerable and real, struggling with familiar issues to us. We see them be obsessive, confused, brave, longing, for love, for meaning. The camera lingers on them in silence. No dialogue, just feeling. And just when you think a scene should be cut, it stays. Because it needs to. Their intimacy plays out in public, yet still feels like a secret. The maximalism might seem overwhelming, but it's purposeful. These characters are performing identity, and the production design reflects that. You can tell everyone involved believed in this story. That's all I ever want, and I'm so glad I found it. This kind of authenticity, artistry, and vision is rare, and it's been incredible to see how well it's been received. I don't think a second season is necessary, but I get why they want to do that, and I'll be there. I'll be watching a lot of mediocrity in the meantime. Let's move on and talk about some more of those. Shit tooth flop dentist. We were rooting for you, Mark Ohm. I mean, not that the pilot trailer ever looked good, but I thought these two would be so good together. And I thought once they got their budget and worked some stuff out, it could have been a FUTS 2.0 goofy in the fun way, not the what the hell are we doing here way. But man, was this terrible. The actors actively talking about the lack of engagement during press tour, like oh man, this wasn't how it was supposed to be. To be fair, I didn't watch more than a few eps, so maybe I shouldn't be too harsh. But I mean, it was so bad I couldn't sit through any more. So secret relationships, I was gagged. Looking back now, I wanna put this lower, because I would never rewatch. I never think about it. But at the time, it was giving. I was entertained. I was sat every week. It was gripping till the end. Korea's Most Wanted Jaemin behind bars. Soo-hin disappeared into the night, never seen again. And Sung-hin and Da-eun live happily ever after. Did I care about any of the relationships? Not really. Was the plot batshit? Absolutely. All four main characters are used to their most ridiculous extremes. And even though I didn't like most of them, I was glued to the screen because I knew they were gonna put on a show every time. Sometimes chaos wins. Better than being boring. Hisu in Class 2 is so good when there isn't someone in your ear telling you it's straight washed. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is gonna be a long rant. I went into Hisu in Class 2 with a lot of hesitation. Between the straight washing controversy and the long wait for this adaptation, I was already feeling negative before it even aired. Then, as reviews started rolling in, mostly disappointed ones, I kept putting off watching it until months later. When I finally binged the 10 episodes over a few days, I was surprised. I couldn't understand why it had become such a punchline in BL fan spaces. To me, it was shaping up to be good. It was really one of the only 2025 BL series that actually held my attention. I was never truly bored, at least not until I started losing interest in Chan Young and Ji-Yu. To explain the controversy, Hisu in Class 2 is adapted from a beloved BL webtoon. In the original, there's a main BL couple and even a second gay couple introduced in season 2. But when the live-action series was announced, the creators revealed they were adding a straight couple as central leads. Specifically Chan Young and Ji-Yu, who weren't a romantic pair in the source material. Instead of adapting or combining characters to include the second queer couple, they built up this straight pairing and gave them just as much focus as the BL couple, if not more. That frustrated a lot of fans, including me. It felt like an unnecessary change, though I still held off on final judgment until I saw the finished product. Now, when I started watching, I expected to really not like this. But I was really enjoying myself. It's a well-acted, nicely shot, and emotionally sincere show. Some moments and lines genuinely touched me. And for a while, even Chan Young and Ji-Yu started winning me over. I could see why they were being included. After all, the story revolves around Hisu, which includes Chan Young, which includes Ji-Yu, which includes Seungwon. They are a package deal. As a show, Hisu in Class 2 should stand on its own, separate from the webtoon. I've only briefly read the original, but even without that context, the adaptation does tell a complete narrative. One thing I appreciated was that it didn't reduce all the side characters into one-dimensional tools for the main couple. BL often focuses so heavily on the leads that everyone else feels like filler, especially the female characters, either written as fangirl fujo shits, evil girlfriends, sisters with no story of her own, or bland comic relief. But here, Ji-Yu and Chan Young felt like real people, and that ties into the core premise. Hisu is seen as a love advisor at school, helping classmates with romance even while secretly harboring feelings for his best friend, Chan Young. But then Chan Young meets Ji-Yu from another class and quickly falls for her. Hisu, heartbroken and spiraling, misinterprets a classmate, Seungwon, who actually has a crush on Hisu, as being into Ji-Yu instead. Hisu then tries to push Seungwon and Ji-Yu together, hoping this will keep Ji-Yu away from Chan Young. This setup introduces four intertwined characters, and it makes sense that all four get screen time. In fact, seeing Ji-Yu and Chan Young's relationship develop makes Hisu's story hit harder. While they fall in love openly, Hisu suffers in silence. Both Hisu and Soonwon have nearly identical conversations with their friends, talking about how just confessing isn't as easy for them. That contrast is important. Even in the same school, same age, same friend group, queer love is different, not just because of gender, but because of the baggage, fear, and silence that often surrounds it. That's why the whole queer love is no different from straight love, just change the gender feels hollow to me. There are differences in experience, in context, in consequence, and this show, intentionally or not, puts those differences side by side. That's why I don't think this series shouldn't exist. It can be interpreted as a statement, pairing a blossoming straight relationship alongside a slower, more complicated queer one. And in a country where gay marriage is still illegal, and queer media faces an uphill battle to be aired or accepted, I get why this kind of story has value. But the cracks started showing once I finished the final episode and really thought about it. I realized I knew way more about Chan Young and Ji-Yu than I did about Soonwon and Hisu. From a romance angle, sure, we saw Hisu and Soonwon develop their feelings. But outside of that, we mainly saw them in conversations about romance, with family, with friends, with each other. We barely saw their inner lives beyond their crushes. Hisu's one character trait outside of romance was a half-developed interest in astronomy, and that's about it. Meanwhile, we saw Chan Young's love for tennis, Ji-Yu's passion for music. They felt like full characters. This is a common issue in BL, when the romance is the only plot. I could do a whole video on this. Yes, BL is a romance genre, but a good story needs more than just plot points. It needs fully realized characters in unique situations. Hisu in Class 2 didn't quite deliver that for its queer leads. It built the straight couple into full people while reducing the BL pair to their romance arc alone. That said, Hisu in Class 2 is still a good show. I would recommend it. It's beautifully filmed, sincerely acted, and emotionally coherent. I do believe there is value in telling stories like this. A much stronger series could have been made if they had just adapted the webtoon more faithfully, or if they simply added a little more of Hisu and Soonwon as people outside of their relationship. But if I judge the show purely as its own standalone story, it's very good. Some of you were doing way too much to discredit what they were trying to do. It's good. My garbage blood. My god. I laughed my ass off. And I expected that, but I was hoping for troll vampire concept with a decent story overall. This was just LMFAO. How is this even allowed to be called a show? How did people say they were going to work and this was what they were showing up to? I don't think I've seen such horrific special effects in my life. The chemistry was not good. The writing was not good. The editing was not good. The acting was not good. I mean, I'll give the chemistry something. I don't think any came across in the dialogue, but they had chemistry in the intimate scenes that I saw. I watched the first episode, and the rest through Twitter clips I don't know, but the kiss scenes I saw were surprisingly good. That's really all I can give it. Joss Garwin and First Cow break up. Let's go back to our roots. #Garwin first. Top form. This was so aggravating. Why were so many people into this? It was being hyped left and right. I had to tune in. Do these two characters even know they're the main couple in a BL? Cause in the first few episodes, you couldn't convince me they were aware they were supposed to interact. The words they were saying acted like their relationship was progressing, but literally nothing happened. I'm not joking, I literally had to check if I'd skipped an episode. I was sitting there flabbergasted. They can't be serious. I didn't finish this show either. I gave up. I had to. It's like watching paint dry. They're pretty to look at but absolutely nothing is happening. I don't get why anyone like this. Explain it to me. Boys in Love. I loved how fast the student couples got together. Normally I'd hate that. The best part of a romance is the yearning and build up. But it's called Boys in Love, and that's exactly what we're watching. Boys in relationships, not just tiptoeing toward them. We only get the slow burn with the teachers, which is a fun twist on the usual BL story beats. I enjoyed everyone in this. I always forgot about it though. Every couple of weeks I remembered and caught up on the last few episodes. It wasn't super gripping. I wasn't on the edge of my seat wanting to know what happens next. I think that's because of the concept. Even though I love the concept of focusing on relationships instead of extensive pining and confessions, The situations they get into aren't super gripping, so I'm not dying for the next episode. But every time I watched I really did enjoy my time. It was like a big boost of serotonin that kept me going for weeks until I had to go back for more. The next prince. This fanbase is showing signs of psychosis. You guys were calling this BL Bridgerton for weeks with a straight face. People were saying the world they were creating was so good. And you know, since I watched this through Twitter clips, I saw you guys crashing out over how bad it was at the end. Right. The first episode was so bad I don't know how people didn't know it was gonna get worse. It's awkward, wooden performances on one side, and on the other, someone trying so hard to emote that it becomes unintentionally fucking hilarious. You all were hyping the budget and production quality, but all I see is a mediocre show with some nice outfits. That's literally it. If you like this, please explain it to me, I'm genuinely confused. All I know is this is definitely my pick for the most overrated and overhyped series of the year. Actually, there is another one. Sort of. We'll get to that later. The X morning. I was there from day one. When I saw the pilot. When I saw the return. When I saw the director. Me and about 9 other people knew this would be good. We were the only ones there for the premiere. The 10 of us had the time of our lives, I'll tell you that. I told you they had the best story prompt from the 2024 showcase. It was too good, they were never gonna screw it up. The X is forced to reconnect. The emotional flashbacks and parallels. The way the past and present relationships are woven together. P and Tam might legitimately be one of my favorite BL couples of all time. Krist Sinto still got it, girl. I said that after every single episode. It's fresh. It's different. And I loved it.
What is this, honey?
Revenged Love. This was the other pick for most overrated and overhyped series. Sorry. I know. A lot of you don't play about this one. Unlike the next prince that I didn't give a kinposh about. This one I kind of get why people liked it so much. They are gorgeous. There's tension. It's very Wattpad. But the good Wattpad fics were written by 13-year-olds with passion and all the time in the world cause they had no friends, no shade. These writers have to be older than that. They are getting paid and they can't pull it off all shade. These characters are just trope vessels. This felt like someone grabbed every cheesy, toxic but fun trope they were allowed to air and threw that in without a care in the world to write the characters as people. It's just they do this, they do that, someone else does this, we fix that. The end. I get why its explicit depiction of romance for a Chinese BL was exciting to see, but if you look further than that, it's really not very good. My Magic Prophecy. This was so good. We knew that already. Jimmy C and Intap have been the best ever, but yet Kuntale and Intap both being canonical soulmates and leaving us with an engagement. The best couples of all time. You can really feel the difference with it not being handled by GMMTV. The outside production and director brought a totally fresh vibe to a Jimmy C show. Not that I was ever tired of them. That will never happen. But this change kept my love for them alive in a new way. It's an example of why sometimes fixed pairings can be an incredible choice. The chemistry, the romance, the tension, the connection, it all got even stronger throughout the years and exploded here. The whole show is overflowing with the kind of bond only these two can deliver. Also, sending them to the countryside is so inspired. I need more small town romances ASAP. I'm so annoyed that none of the 26 shows are really giving that. You guys need to tap into the small town romance BL market, the people yearn for it. I usually hate dead parent trauma because it's such an overused shortcut for an emotional punch and kind of triggering. But here it actually worked. We saw why Ian was so terrified beyond just morally not wanting Tap to die, of course. His panic made sense because he never processed his trauma. And Tap sees it, acknowledges it, and we watched him gently help him move forward. It's a really beautiful portrayal of human connection, which ties perfectly into the fortune teller theme. Intap are just the absolute sweetest. Khan pissed me the fuck off. Keep crying, I don't care, you're not moving me. I don't think we needed a rushed redemption arc at the last second. I get it was more for Tap's growth. He's better than me. I've cut people off for way less. The side couple was everything to like. They're flirting. Considering BL is a romance genre, I feel like there's not enough sweet casual flirting like this. They were so good. This whole show was so good. Aside from Khan, fuck you. Mute love high by my luck. The best teen BL love story of all time. Tingen, why are you on the floor? Seeking have been absolute stars from the start, and their shine isn't fading anytime soon. 4 episodes for the best BL of the year is criminal. Ma winner are peak academic rivals to lovers. The bickering, the longing, the slow growth of their connection. It's sweet, quiet, and so grounded. It feels like the perfect queer teen comfort movie. Like if the song I Like Me Better was a love story, it's this Kavinsky your bones. The sharing wired headphones, the you can do it equation scene, the running together with the biggest smiles and most romantic voiceover. This is the first time I've seen you talk this long. You must really like it. Oh my god, they are everything. Kemjira. I mean, wow. I didn't know about this and I didn't think I'd like it. If it wasn't clear, I normally don't like anything going on over there at Damundi, but these are elite employees. And I also hate reincarnation love stories. They often feel forced or overly dramatic, relying too much on fate instead of building connection in the present. So everything about Kemjira should have been something I hated, but I really enjoyed this. The way the past and present mirror each other gives the story actual emotional weight, not cheap angst or cry for the sake of it moments. You don't just feel something, you feel them. Every episode feels intentional. No one is just a side character. Every role and storyline adds something. And the portrayals of all kinds of love, romantic, platonic, parental, are all meaningful and beautifully done. The message of the series doesn't hinge on a single quote or obvious metaphor. It comes through in the whole story, emotionally honest even with its fantasy elements. Fate might bring people together, but love is what keeps them there. The only thing that really kept it from being an all-time fave on the rewatch list is the pacing. The pacing could have been better. The beginning is a little slow, and then everything hits toward the back half. But they still answered everything they needed to, and it never was boring even in its slow parts. I was engaged enough to push through and it absolutely paid off. It's a special series and I'm so impressed. Me and T. This is what I've been asking for Pond and Poo win. Thank you. We're back to our roots. They do troll goofy silly romance so well. The problem is the timing it had. I'm too heated rivalry pilled. I don't want to watch Me and T enough. And it's annoying, because I know when I finally watch an episode it's gonna be so fun, but yeah, I just always end up back on HBO Max. I've seen a few episodes and it's great. It's literally an elevated futz. Again, like Jimmy C. Them being paired for so long helps so much. The chemistry and acting is so much better than it ever was. They already played comedic characters really well, and this one has the perfect balance of romance and good silliness. Est adds so much to the dynamics as well. His and Pond's comedic timing is so good. They work so well together, I'm fascinated every time. I just gotta wait a little and I can properly watch the rest of it, once Holanov stops consuming me. Speaking of the People Princes, heated rivalry, I had to add it. I'm not gonna say much because I really can't do this right now. I loved these books for so long. I was there when people were speculating that Hudson and Connor were Shane and Ilya and I was so disappointed. Hashtag not my Shane and Ilya. I was so wrong. But I really wasn't. Let's get some good headshots next time. First impressions are important, guys. I need Troy Harris, Luca etc. to head to the studio the second they get that call for season 2. Anyway, I was so wrong. Thank God. They are beyond perfect. Heated rivalry committed the ultimate sin. The show is in fact better than the books. 1 in a million times that happens, this is the one. It genuinely could be the best TV show of all time. I always say that, but I'm dead ass. It's a serious show doing something serious. Like, wow, okay, we're actually doing this. We need to do something about the budget for season 2, by the way. We need Anya. Open the GoFundMe. Somebody's spaniel or shepherd is sitting in a living room right now and they don't know they're gonna be a star next year. We need to make it happen. Maybe I'll calm down about this one day, but not anytime soon. It's been so long since something this impeccable has graced my screen. Well, anyways, this was kind of a bleak year for BL. A few absolute bangers, but too many clangers to drown them out, at least for me. I also didn't watch much though. This new era of 1,000 series a year is not what I was built for. I hope 2026 is better. I hope I get to watch more and I hope it's actually good. But I'll tell you the GMMTV 26 ranking is coming next. And it's not looking good, honey. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye my loves.